y'all doing? If you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. So we're doing our 1,000 day old listings, and today we're doing board games. I used to take in hundreds of board games. I had, at a point, had over like 120 in stock. They moved, but you gotta pack them up. You gotta store them. I got sick of dealing with it. So I started doing parts, and that's what I do a lot on this channel, is parting stuff out. So I'm more selective on what I take in, but I still have some older inventory and some stuff I'm just sick of looking at. I have when you do reselling, you have a kind of a set amount of space that you're going to dedicate to certain things. At least that's how I do it. In board games, I have a shelf, and I'll stack it to the ceiling, and then I have another shelf underneath. And once we get past that, we start looking at what can I get rid of? What can I price down? What have you? So I figured I'd start doing that here. So, I don't know if these are all strictly 1,000 days old, but let's take a look at them. So we have Laser Maze Jr. in the box. Now this is a fun, it's like a STEM game. Think Fun does STEM style games, which a lot of those don't have resale value because they're not fun necessarily. This one, I think, is. People play this. It's a puzzle. You have a laser and it shoots, and you set up mirrors and obstacles, and you try to get the laser to touch something. Fun. Laser Maze Jr. I don't know what the difference is between this and the regular one. Same size box. And I don't know, maybe it comes with different puzzle cards, basically. But we're going to look at my listing here. Now, you're not going to get to see everything because I can see stuff on the back end. But let's see the Laser Maze. And here we are. So I've got it $12 plus shipping. Do plus shipping on board games because depending on where you live, that amount of money can be pretty substantial. So I'm going to look on my end and see, have we had any movement on Laser Maze? Anybody ever looked at Laser Maze? The answer is 533 days I've had one view, no watchers. So it says Laser Maze Jr. The listing looks good. So we'll take a look at Laser Maze Jr. We got 81 for sale, and my price is right in line with all of these. So if I were to guess right now, the issue is nobody wants it. Now, I have sold laser-based games, but never Junior. I've sold Laser Maze, the game, then there's Kismet, something like that. A laser-based game that sells. So I grabbed this without really looking. We got 10 sold, and they're for less money, so that does make sense. And that's not a great sell-through. It's not abysmal. Yeah, so these are all selling for less than I have mine listed for. So what are we going to do? I don't think there's a parts market. We're going to find out real quick, though, right? I mean, these parts are unique to the game. eBay is frozen for some reason. Laser Maze parts. We got 5 listings for parts. And 1 sold. So, okay. So this is the original Laser Maze, not Junior. I don't know if they're interchangeable. So for this one, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to bite the bullet I accidentally close eBay. Ubers. And we're just going to reduce price on it. So 12 plus shipping. I will knock it down to 8 plus shipping, and maybe it'll go out the door at this point. They don't move robustly, but they don't not move. So it's just a matter of, I'm guessing the demand is such that every time somebody lists one, mine gets kind of bumped. I will check my shipping and make sure that it makes sense, though. So I have this at 3 pounds 3 ounces. I don't see why I would have messed this up, but so yeah, I definitely weighed it. I always account a pound for packaging, and that's about right. And my dimensions, I definitely did this the right way. So yeah, we're just going to knock $4 off. And hopefully it moves along at some point here. All right, next up, the game Inside Moves. Older Parker Brothers game, strategy game. It's like a chess hybrid almost. You move pieces into the zone. You know, some of these older games do pretty well. Maybe not necessarily this one, but we're gonna look at Inside Moves. And this has to be 1,000 days, because I don't list, that's the kitchen table. I don't list there anymore. Because it's just kind of a hassle to do that. I just started listing at the desk itself quite a while ago. I don't take anything enormous enough to not be able to list here. Last thing I took was the Fisher-Price Great Adventures Castle, which I sold the other day. Overseas, in fact. So, we got $10 plus shipping, just similar to the last one. And 0 views, 0 watchers, 672 days. All right, we're going to check out Inside Moves. Board game, I guess, yeah. So there's probably going to be a movie called that. So, 214. And these kind of like timeless strategy games typically do well. But not today. And I'm cheap, comparatively. So we got a few cheaper ones, and now we have a parts listing. That's good. You know what direction I would like to go with this. So 214. 12, and these are books. We got 1. We got 1 sold. So this ain't happening. It could be that when I bought it 2 years ago, there were a decent amount of sales on it, and I just figured, sure, let's do this, but absolutely nobody is buying this. This isn't a search error. This is straight up nobody buys this. So, parts, we have 0, which I kind of knew, but yeah, this just flat out isn't going to work. We are just going to delist it because there's no point in doing this. Which is too bad. It's in great shape, but I mean, it's the whole supply and demand thing, that there is no demand for this. Doesn't matter how great it is, that's old, it's simply not going to work. So, one thing off my shelf. Really curious what it said 2 years ago. Because 2 years ago, I definitely would not have picked that up unless I thought it was going to go. Unless I got it. You know what? I think I got it at the thrift shop where I get a lot of stuff, and every board game is $2. And I grabbed it and said, whatever. All right. Now, this is another classic strategy game that I have sold. Again, we have Cathedral. So you try to build a cathedral in the setup. I think it works similar to like Snakes, where you could kind of make it so a guy can't build. Never actually played it, but so cathedral. So I'm gonna go 15 in shipping. Look on my end here. Six views, 2 watchers, 520 days. So I'm thinking price-wise, I'm just a little bit off here. Now, eBay did introduce something recently that's going to be interesting. What it is you could have it automatically adjust your pricing to be competitive. And I don't quite understand how that's going to work, because if somebody lists something lower and it lowers everybody's listings, my thought is, what if I listed something really painfully low and it made everybody's listings drop and then delisted mine? Just to move stuff off at a loss. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an asshole, and that's why my mind went that way. But anyway, 246 listings. There's a few different ones. I've sold the older version. This one was the one I've previously sold, the 86 version. I moved that along pretty easily. So mine is complete, but price-wise, I'm kind of right there, it looks like. So let's look at sold. So 246, 96. So these are going. Now, this could be a point of the shipping was less for this person. So it ended up, even though the price was $3 higher, if the shipping is $10 less, that makes sense. This one's the wood box version, I believe. Some older ones. This one, complete instructions. So I think price-wise, I'm just going to lower it a little bit because they're going. Just, I think I'm getting, with the shipping, I'm losing out a little bit. So we're just gonna drop it $3. And what you can do if you're doing this, because it's your listing, I'm not gonna log into it on the computer, but you can change the name of the game, like the title of the listing, and you can add something to it to let you know that you lowered your own price. You can just put you can have a symbol that you just put into the thing that doesn't change it as much, but you would know. We talk about people that do listings, they might organize, and sometimes you'll see a listing and it'll say like F26. And that's just their listing to tell them it's in like bin F shelf 26. It's yours. You can do what you want with it. You know, for me, it doesn't really matter how much I've lowered it, because I don't do this often. You know, if I did it like once a week or something, I would have to keep track of stuff. So I lowered it to 12 plus shipping. And we'll see if we get any traction on that. Now we have Monopoly Star Wars Saga Edition. And this is a rare Monopoly that I tried to sell in the box. But what we got? $10 plus shipping. That's got to be old. Two views, 477 days, 0 watchers. So let's check out Monopoly Saga Edition. There may be other sagas, and there's a few of them. It's Monopoly. They kind of went overboard on it. So we have 25 free shipping. We're going up from there. We have bids, which could get messy. Although the bottom bid is 14. So 635. I paid more. That's odd. So 65. We have parts. You know I like parts. Yeah, so they're going new in box. That guy did bids. That ended up being, depending on where they live, more than mine. So we have parts. So I could get out of this right now and part it up. Something else I've been doing. Oh, and these are cool. Like, they have the different colored bottoms. That's really cool. So something I've been doing is selling random lots of Monopoly, and it's actually been going surprisingly well. The listing just says it's 10 random Monopoly tokens, and I keep selling out, and then I go into my priced out tokens, and I find one that's not really generating any interest, and I delist it and I add it to the randoms. And if I do that often enough, I can keep the 10 kind of interesting and not just have it be like half from one set. Yeah, the parts market for this is actually better than the game. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to delist it. I could probably actually make more off of the parts at this point. All right. Open this up. Now, I've already opened it and gone through it, and I know it's complete. I'm not going to bother with the board. We have the money. So I'll do a random lot on that. And then it looks like people are selling tokens plus dice. And they're selling the little bases and the cities. Then we have our 8 tokens. These are really good. I can see why these are selling at a premium because they look nice. You could even use this like tabletop RPGs or something. They're large enough. They have detail. The color helps. It's our 8. Really nice. Money lot. These. And I can do tokens and dice at a good price. We at least got a box off the shelf here. You know, like, best offer, but the shipping was $7 on these. So they probably got at least 15 bucks. This one's 14 with the dice. 14. 14. So yeah, 14 with dice would be fine. And my profit on that's about $9. Or about 7, 10. So now this is what I would have made off the board game, and this is kind of gravy. So I should have done this a while ago, honestly. But that's cool. We got 3 listings out of that. We got a box down. All right, I got to reorganize, and then we'll hit a few more. All right, so now we have Star Wars Command. Pick this up, new inbox. Don't know what it is exactly. It is a board game of some kind. But it was new in box, so I grabbed it. And yeah, it's been sitting for quite a bit. Let me pull up this listing here. So Star Wars. And there we are. $5 plus shipping. I know for a fact I have lowered the price on this at least 3 times. I started at 20 and it has crept down and it's still not going anywhere. So, how many people have looked at it? 0 views but 1 watcher. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Listed 1,036 days. So something's up. I don't know what it is, again, because I just grabbed it because it looked, it's Star Wars. How could you miss? But you can, apparently. 16,000. So I'm wondering if this is something that was popular and tailed off and people's collections are coming up, or if I have the base set and everybody that plays has this already. I've run into that before. But we're seeing figures too. It's possible I can just sell figures. So I have a few outs here, I think. But yeah, you're seeing these armies. 2014, 117 pieces, 10 watchers, sponsored. Did the bubble burst on whatever this is? 16,000 for sale. 6,000 sold. That's not bad. Although we're getting Commander mixed in. In fact, that's all we're getting. Okay. Change of plans. Star Wars Command. 126 now. 600 and 126. Okay, that's not bad. So we have one for sale down here. Not the same set I have. This is the same set I have. $5, 10 shipping. So it's just going to be better to part out. $90-piece sets. And then we've talked about, oh, that's Monopoly Go. That's weird. 47 Chewbacca, Darth Vader. I don't think anything in here is going to be special. And there's a few different kits. All right, this was 26, and a second set that's not pictured. We're just gonna open it because I'm kind of curious what it is at this point. Inquisitor. It would be cool if there's rares to this, but I kind of don't think so. Right. So we have the dudes on the front, it's like a robot. And some other guy. I'm guessing these are all the same. This box. We got a green guy. Very thin. All kinds of shit. These AT-ATs I forget. Another nickname, chicken walkers. That guy's foot went right through this thing. Oh, right. So I think we'll just go off of what we have here and see if there is truly a parts market for this. And if the only thing people are buying are large scale lots, we don't have one. We have to buy a generic lot. But I don't know how the game works, if you're allowed to field X amount of guys, if it would matter to have more. Really malleable. Kind of weird. They don't want to stand. Now, these are probably vinyl. We got like TIE bombers, TIE fighters. So we know what we got. Let's look and see if that makes a difference. So clear that. Let's put TIE. So we got a TIE fighter. We have 20 results, and it's mostly lots featuring stuff. So how many things with TIE in them have sold? 1. So these are not desirable, apparently. What else do I even have in here? Like a purple guy. I'm thinking this is going to be a bust, and I'm thinking everybody has this already, or has these guys already. I don't know who that is. This purple guy is going to be the thing that defines what we're doing with this. If he has 0 value individually, and I don't know who he is. Garazeb? That seem right? Try that. I didn't put his name in right, but we have Rebels, right? I think I have this picture. I think this picture is from the set. We got like a red girl crouching. We got Zeb. We got Gold Guy. We got this droid. Well, we had close to it. I'm missing like this orange dude. So we got some names here though. Zabine. We got sets including her 5. Sold 1. I think we're just gonna. This is going away, and I don't think I'm gonna bother with these. My kids will think they're cool, but yeah. Unfortunately, that pickup was not a solid one. Next up, we have Selfish, which is like a party card game, and I think this might be the longest running item I have in my store at this point. Just gotta change my parameter here. 5. It's the 6th oldest thing I have at 1,094 days for sale. I'm selling it for $15 with free shipping. It is in the box and complete. Where did we go wrong? So we got some for sale. There's mine. So there's a few iterations. I'm not far off. I mean, I am in fact the cheapest. So what's going on? Why we got 3 watchers on this? 100% complete. Mine says pre-owned, but it's complete. 286 listings, 26 sold. That one's in the package. That one's in the package. That's pre-owned and more. I just don't know. I don't know why this isn't selling. So, we know the search function works because mine came up. I'm looking for Selfish game. There it is. Now, I did take mine out to show off that I had everything. I don't know if that immediately makes people think, you know, it's used, which whatever it might be. What can I really do here, though? They're not moving robustly, and I kind of doubt there's a parts market. We're going to check. 0. Yeah, we're just getting the game itself again. Huh. So, yeah, I think it's just time to say goodbye to it. I don't want to lower the price because I'm paying for shipping. And this is kind of bulky. It's at least £1. So if I lower price, I'm giving it away effectively. And it's a hassle. So Selfish is gone. All right, last one. And this one hurts, right? This one really hurts because I thought when I found this that I was absolutely cooking, right? Now, the puzzles section of thrift stores could be really great because it kind of is a catch-all. If somebody's not sure what something is, they just kind of throw it in puzzles. I've gotten great stuff. And I'm walking and I saw this is Song of the Deep. This is one of the first big indie Metroidvania games. It was very popular when it came out, you know, as far as indie games go, and then indie Metroidvanias became a thing. And this is a puzzle that came with it if you bought it, I think via Kickstarter, one of the packages. It was one of those deals. It is a beloved game. And if you just put in Song of the Deep, we've got the game. But puzzle. We've got the puzzle. We have 67 of the puzzle. Now, what am I selling mine for? I know I've had this a long time. I distinctly remember buying it because, like I said, I thought I was really doing something. Like I was really gonna walk. I think it was $1, like $2, so it wasn't a huge deal. I got it at $5 plus shipping, and the shipping is cheap. So we're really about the same as everybody. In fact, cheaper than some. So mine is not sealed, but the bag is sealed, so it kind of doesn't matter. Are these even moving? 67 of the puzzle for sale. 4 sold. One of them comes with something else, and the other ones are not puzzles. Brutal. So it's one of the things that, you know, that there's not enough of a crossover for. The game was popular. You know, and I think it's probably a cheap digital download at this point, but the puzzle just didn't do it. You know, people weren't looking to complete a collection with it. It looks okay, but not a, you know, they could have picked a better scene, certainly, from the game. A game about deep sea exploration in a submarine. This is not the best visually you could have gotten. But. So we're going to delist that. That was 1,055 days. Well, we cleared out some shelf space. So the next 1,000-day review I'm going to do is actually reviewing what we've done. Because some of this has actually been very beneficial to me. Some of it maybe not. We're going to look at, you know, the categories I've gone through and see, you know, what's what, basically. It's been a learning process, so we're going to see if we learned anything new. So if you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.